I got monetized on YouTube with just one video, and that video was less than 4 minutes long. Obviously, we're not talking about this channel, which is new, but here is where I can tell you exactly how I did it and how you can do it too. But we are self-aware content creators, so we're also going to be discussing the resulting issues of doing it this way. First of all, you need to identify an in-demand subject, preferably one that you're passionate about or at least have some knowledge in. I will never understand all those Twitter accounts advocating for starting a faceless channel on YouTube in a certain subject just because of its RPM. Like, at that point, do you even want to be a creator? Number 2, find a gap. Take a look at similar content to what you want to make and see what you can do differently. 3, create something with value. There are 2 main ways to provide value to your audience, by being entertaining or by being informative. Both is also good, we like both. And that's all there is to it, so let's go into more detail with an example. And the example in this video will be the video that I made that got 210,000 views and racked up enough public watch hours for me to become a YouTube partner. What was the in-demand subject for me? The upcoming video game that definitely 100% exists is the sequel to the critically acclaimed indie-developed Metroidvania Hollow Knight. It's Hollow Knight Silksong. That was my hyperfixation at the time and remains to be to this day, as we're still seemingly no closer to release. But you're not here to listen to me ramble on and on about Silksong. You're here to learn about YouTube. But there is some important context that I need to offer first. So this game has a very passionate audience and a development team that doesn't seem to like communicating with us, so updates are few and far between. I'm not saying start making videos about Silksong, but there are topics like this in every niche. There's a website, it's called AnswerThePublic, which is essentially a search engine to find out what people are searching for. Google Trends can also tell you what people are searching for specifically on Google. Better yet, go on YouTube and find out what is getting views, what's on their trending lists, what kind of content are people watching, what kind of content are you watching? You've probably seen video essay content rising in popularity in recent years. What kind of things are video essay creators talking about within the subject that you want to make content about? Literally type in keywords to the things that you're passionate about and see what's happening in that world. Like, watch videos, see what people are asking for in the comments. The idea here is to identify a gap in a subject that's already being searched, not to start making content about a subject that no one cares about. Work smarter, not harder. After you've landed on a subject, you need to ask yourself this question: what can you bring to the table that isn't already being done? I wasn't the first creator to start making videos about Silksong. I wasn't even in the first 100, maybe 1,000. While I was consuming content about Hollow Knight and Silksong, I noticed a huge gap that I could fill. I didn't hear any voices like mine. Ignoring Let's Plays because I don't want to become a Let's Play YouTuber, the creators who were making videos about those 2 games typically had male voices, they were quite clearly spoken, well-spoken, but rather monotone. I didn't hear excited, fast-talking, high-pitched voices with really bad dad jokes and editing skills that appeal to those with short attention spans, aka my specialty. So that's great, I would already stand out amongst those who were regularly making content at that time. As I mentioned before, value can come in the form of entertainment or information, or both. No need to overcomplicate it. I chose to provide information, you know, Silksong news updates and speculation about its release date, while also attempting to entertain as a kind of like secondary consideration. So that video that I posted, it covered what I considered to be a significant discovery, as well as like a roundup of all the recent news that month. The value there is receiving information in an easily digestible way so viewers don't have to waste their own time doing the research themselves. And it worked. Now, I did already have over 1,000 subscribers from my previous attempts to understand YouTube. However, I did gain more than 1,000 subscribers from that one video, so I didn't really think it was worth mentioning at the beginning. For me, it was the watch hours that I always struggled with. I think it's 4,000 watch hours in a year that's the requirement for YouTube monetization. For long-form content, at least. Like, some people say it's easy, but I am with you, because it is not easy. And if you do it, that is an achievement that should be celebrated. And when I say previous attempts to understand YouTube, what I mean is I used to post week in my life vlogs, so I was posting consistently, but still not seeing good results. And do you know why? I never considered who those videos were for. Viewers on YouTube, they don't know me. Why on earth would they randomly click on these videos? How do they provide value for strangers? Because when you're starting out, they are strangers that you're trying to attract. You haven't built a community yet. We're not in the early days of YouTube anymore. There is so much choice. How do you stand out? What would someone gain from watching your video? Viewers are choosing to spend their time with you, their very limited time. How will you make it worth it? By the way, I'm not trying to imply at all that all vlogs like that are boring, it's just that mine were. I didn't put much thought into those videos. Back on topic, everyone always says it takes one video, that one video, which, yeah, that was true for me, but the goal should never be one-off virality. Instead, you want to build an audience, a community, people who will continue to come back to watch your videos. My strategy from that point was to continue covering updates for Silksong when they do happen, as well as covering adjacent topics, so expanding into talking about other indie games, live reactions of gaming presentations, and in hopes of news, and so forth. All things that I am personally very passionate about, and it's likely that my subscribers would be interested in similar things too. Like, you see the connection there, right? And I was having a fantastic time making content while still making sure that I'm posting videos with value. All of the other creators making similar content, yeah, they were informative, sure, but I was having fun with it. Like, I put on clown makeup after a Nintendo Direct without any news, then I made a clown makeup tutorial, I made a PowerPoint presentation about how to deal with the lack of news. Like, I made sure that I only posted videos that had something important to share, or something entertaining to offer. I feel like I carved out my own little section of the internet to exist in within the world of Hollow Knight fans, where I didn't see anyone making content like mine. And I was voted Silksong Content Creator of the Year by the Silksong subreddit, which is adorable, but it also cemented in my brain that I was definitely providing value. Alright, enough of the sunshine and rainbows. Yes, this is how I managed to get monetized on YouTube, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's smooth sailing from there. So let's discuss all of the issues with doing it this way. If you niche yourself into too small a box, it's very difficult to grow with your other content. I'm still experimenting with what works with my current subscribers while also attempting to attract new viewers, and I have a brain that just never stops, so I get so excited to make content about lots of different topics. Maybe it's the same for you. If I only cared about growth and money, then my channel would exclusively cover Hollow Knight and Silksong. I would probably be churning out videos daily of very little value, and each of those videos, they'd be stretched out so they're longer than 8 minutes, unnecessarily. But I've always been someone who wants to create content for other people like me, so it's very important to me that my videos are only as long as they need to be. I don't want to waste anyone's time, even if it would be better for my channel to do so. But hey, you can decide for yourself what you're comfortable with, where your boundaries are, what balance is acceptable in your books. You'll probably get accusations of clickbait regardless of what niche you're in. I get them all the time for saying Silksong news when I'm talking about Silksong news, new information, because some people have made up their own definitions of what news is. You'll have to get used to that, but especially if you go down this route. To viewers, it might appear like you're milking a subject because you've had success covering it before. That's why I take all those extra little precautions, like not covering every little thing, doing monthly roundups instead, not stretching scripts out for no reason, and making it very clear to not expect news from a video that isn't claiming to cover news. It's frustrating, but it is what it is. Also, creators understand that, like, clickbait is the whole point of YouTube. Like, you need a thumbnail or a title that is attractive enough for viewers to want to click on it. Clickbait isn't necessarily a bad thing, because a lot of viewers don't understand that part, so when they accuse me of clickbait, they actually accuse me of lying, which is obviously not the definition, because clickbait doesn't need to be negative. Here's a big one. When other people see your success and that you're the only one doing what you do like you do, the copycats will appear and want a piece of it. It is inevitable. And it will be very obvious. The good news is, at least you know you're doing something right. The bad news is, you just have to deal with it. I know it sucks. Your ideas, your titles, sometimes copied word for word, but remember, you've probably also been inspired by others. You have to take it as another challenge. Keep evolving your content to stay ahead of the curve. Don't worry about what others are doing. Focus on doing it better. And have full confidence in your work. Like, they wouldn't be trying to replicate what you do if you didn't do it well. That was a lot of talking, so I'm gonna leave that with you to process. If you like this video, then you'll probably love this one where I shout at you for 15 minutes about all the bad habits holding you back from success. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.